How quickly do you know when a guy isn't right for you?
I think it depends on the type of person you're dating. Like I had a avoidant attachment, so I was very quick. It was like one date and I just like let him know not interested. But then there's like the anxious attachment where there's girls that they'll just keep you around for that like hit of like validation or like attention. So they'll drag on things longer even if they don't see themselves with that person, which is messed up. But yeah, I think it just, it depends on the person. A lot of women, during our single phase, we're trying to be perfect for that partner. We're getting ourselves ready to meet a good quality man. But then we get into that relationship again and we lose those things that kept us, like what attracted them in the first place, instead of like keep working on those things. Like that's why they liked you to begin with. And you'll like yourself more and your relationship will be better if you work on your self-love. Because women, if a woman truly loves herself, there's less drama in the relationship. It actually helps with the children and everything. Like if the woman doesn't take care of herself, you can see it in relationships that the woman controls most of the emotional part of the family.
What would you say the number one thing is that like the trauma that you're trying to heal from?
Women, what we need to work on is self-love. Loving ourselves, but usually it comes from like our dad wounding. All women usually, like the man in our life makes a big role in who we date as well. So a lot of mine was childhood wounding from my father. Just he was a very strict Persian dad and had a lot of rules that weren't the same as how it is living in Iran in America. So having a daughter like me, he literally like every day when I went to school, I was covered head to toe, like complete, like is like 100-degree weather out in Santa Clarita and I'd be like wearing full sweater and jeans. So I was like raised very like hide who I am as a woman. So that definitely affected me.
Are you supposed to know your attachment style?
I love that book. I think it's just called Attachments, like, or Attachment Style. But yeah, you can read and see which ones you resonate with more, or just even seeing like a EMDR therapist and talking about it. You can see like, and you also change at different times of your life, especially if you're dating someone that could be more avoidant. It can make you a little bit anxious until you communicate, and there's ups and downs throughout the relationship. But that's why you have to have that vulnerability and open communication in a relationship, because if you can't have that honesty, it gets worse. I've noticed like when I'm dating, even the person I'm dating now, if I don't share something that triggered me sometimes, I just notice that trigger comes later in a bigger form. And it'll be like something that I really can't ignore and I have to say something. So I'm like, the sooner you just can actually be vulnerable with the person you're with, dating is so much more fun.
How do I, in my relationship, make my woman feel safe?
For me, what I've noticed makes me feel the most safe is that vulnerability. It just like, and that open communication where it's like, you tell each other things even if you know it's not going to be good for you. Like sometimes like like even in my relationship we had an agreement, because we said, but you have to tell each other how you expect the relationship to go. So I think that's important. So we said like, hey, if there's ever somebody that you ever dated or were intimate with in the room, just let me know. Like I don't want to be hanging out with them. And I was like, okay, yes. And there was a person that did come to an event and I completely honestly just blocked it out because I never wanted to like think about that time with him. And then I realized as they were talking, I was like, wait, shit, like that I was that person. And I was just like freaking out, very triggered, and feeling like I didn't want to tell him because I was like, I don't want to have to deal with this. Maybe it's better if I just don't say anything. And I was like, no, I don't want a relationship like that. And so many people do that. I've been around people even today where they like let the people hang out and they're like friends and they still don't even tell them that they were ever with each other's person. And I want that open communication, even if it sucks to say. Like I feel like you need to be able to say the thing like, hey, this may hurt our relationship, but I want an open communication with you and I had to tell you this because I respect you and I love you and I don't think that's right, because I wouldn't want that in return.